I don't think I can make this video. It's too pessimistic, it's too bleak, it's too nihilistic. So today I want to talk about unicorns, the power of unicorns, and why I think we're hardwired to chase unicorns no matter what, and this has ramifications for the watch addiction. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know me, I'm Jeff McMahon. I have a watch addiction. I'm currently wearing a Seiko SLA051. This is on a MM300 waffle. Bought it on eBay, bought 3 of them. This one has a metal keeper. I don't like it. Here's what I want to say about this this watch. I've tried it on many straps. I've had it on the original bracelet. It just seems compromised in every situation unless I have it on this waffle. When it's on this waffle, it seems to be complete, fulfilled. It seems to have materialized to the way it was supposed to be in my mind. It looks like a really fancy Grand Seiko version of the Captain Willard in a way. And so even though the comfort level of this waffle, I work pretty loose, so I'd give it a 8, 7.5 or 8. The original Tropic's a 10, but I don't know. I feel like it's compromised unless it's on this strap. So I'm going to talk about unicorn chase. When I think of what I mean by unicorn is a fantasy that we have, a persona that we have, and I have to share something with you guys. I'm not this persona that I create for making social media content, and then you come to my house and I'm like that little man behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz. That disparity between the big projection screen and then the dude behind the curtain. I'm the same guy. I tell my students this all the time. The persona that I have in the classroom or on this YouTube presentation, I'm the same guy. If you visit me and we're eating Kung Pao chicken and just talking about life, I'm the same guy. I don't have a persona. But I want to talk about persona and unicorns and how these ideal things that we have in our heads, they can be very dangerous, and I think they affect our watch collecting as well. Let me give you I'm going to give you 3 examples in this presentation. I'm going to first talk about my daughter, Natalie. God, I love Natalie, but she has my mind. She has my obsessive mind, my obsessive imagination. A year ago, she was listening, she still listens to Lana Del Rey. She had it in her head she's going to learn to play guitar. So I had to get her guitar. She's left-handed, so this made it more challenging because there's limited, left-handed guitar. So I didn't know where to begin. I play the piano. I'm an amateur piano player. I don't know anything about guitar. I can't play guitar. So I talked to one of my colleagues. She's a musician. She's a comedian. One of my colleagues, Stephanie, and she recommends this guy to me. He's in Redondo Beach, about 3 miles away. And he's a retired professional studio musician from LA. And he's in his mid-70s. So I go to this neighborhood in Redondo Beach. Beautiful neighborhood. Manicured lawns, gorgeous $2 million homes. I get to his house. It's an Addams Family house with overgrown weeds, a car that hasn't been running in 20 years on the front lawn. And then I knock on the door. He doesn't answer initially. And finally, some guy comes out of this sarcophagus with an Old Testament beard, messy gray hair. He hasn't shaved in a while. He's wearing like a Jackson Browne t-shirt from 1975. And he doesn't even want to talk to me. I have to tell him that I know Stephanie, and I feel like I got to give him the magic password. And he tells me what guitar I got to buy. He's going to set it up. He's going to tune it and do something to it. And I spent all this money, because my daughter wanted to learn guitar. And I want my children to have a passion in life. So, I spent about $1,000 for the whole thing. And my daughter took guitar lessons for about 10 months. And then she says to me, Dad, I don't foresee a future for myself in playing guitar. I did all this stuff. I got you a teacher. I got you this. I got you that. And, she quit. And it was all, she liked the idea of playing guitar. And the idea was so appealing to her, man. And she sent me down this wild goose chase. And I'm thinking, man, you get another unicorn idea in your head, man. What am I going to have to do next time, man? Go on some hero's journey to find you a shillelagh? Is that the next thing that's going on? So that was an expensive unicorn, $1,000. Well, with lessons, about $2,000. Pretty expensive unicorn. This thing that was in her head that was like this ideal. Sometimes the unicorn can cost money. Sometimes the unicorn can be self-destructive. There's a gentleman on YouTube, Instagram. He was making about $100 million a year selling organ supplements. His name is the Liver King. And he was exposed as a fraud because he was claiming to live this very unicorn existence of ancestral living and natural living. He was taking like $11,000 of performance-enhancing drugs a month. So he was exposed as a fraud, and he could have just walked away, with his hundreds of millions of dollars, but he can't. He can't walk away. And I've been watching YouTube videos about him, including one by a very good YouTuber named Jamari. And this Liver King guy, he's claiming to make a natural comeback, but by all accounts, he's not. He's probably still on PEDs, and he doesn't look so good. He's aging. He's rapidly aging. And I was talking about this with my students. I think he is addicted to his unicorn, his online persona. He doesn't know how to be anything else, and that's really dangerous because he's unhinged and he's desperate, and you can see it on his YouTube and Instagram stuff. And I don't take any pleasure in talking about that. I think some people get addicted to their online persona, and you know what? People are probably watching them now, not because they admire them, but because they want to watch a car crash, the voyeuristic impulse. So sometimes, we can become beholden to a unicorn that results in us behaving in really self-destructive behavior. What about me? Do I have a unicorn? Well, as you guys know, I'm a watch obsessive, and I do want to connect my imagination and my tendency, my inclination toward unicorns to my watch addiction. But let me give you an example of my personal unicorn that I've had. That's not a watch thing, but now that I think about it, this unicorn situation in 2005 happened to me the same year that I got, what can I say, Cupid shot into watch addiction, smitten. Can I say the word smitten? What a word. He's been smitten by watches. Well, anyway, so around 2005, my wife and I were in downtown Torrance at a gastro pub. And we were eating with my buddy, the wrestling coach, Tom Hazel. And I don't know, he knew some guy there. And the guy, he was from a place called Port Angeles in Washington. And he was describing it as this hidden gem in the state of Washington. Doesn't get cold like other cities. It's in this strange little funnel of weather. And it's balmy, it's sultry. And it got into my imagination. I'm telling my wife, we got to move to Port Angeles. It's a unicorn city. No one knows about it. It's a hidden gem. And in my head, Port Angeles, my imagination drives me nuts. In my head, Port Angeles was like Hawaii. Balmy, I'm going to be walking around in floral bathing trunks all year round with a tan. And I'm going to be living the dream. I'm going to be wearing my diver watch, just walking around. And the thing is, man, I researched it, and yes, it's a little more clement than other places, but I think it's called the Banana Belt or a rain shadow. It's not balmy. It's not in the 80s. It's not in the 90s. It's it's in the 60s. And I got really disappointed. But the point is, as soon as the idea of that unicorn city got in my head, I couldn't get it out of my head, even when I knew it didn't exist. And I want to connect that to watches. I think when we look for watches that give us satisfaction and joy and pleasure and make us happy to be part of the watch hobby. Are you part of the watch hobby? Are you a happy member of the watch hobby? I think what happens is we look for unicorns to desire as watches, and we get them, we get the watches, and I don't think any watch will ever fulfill the unicorn in your imagination. But what I do think, and I don't think buying watches are futile, what I do think, and including this watch here, I think what you do is, it's all relative. I mean, some watches are going to get closer to that unicorn in your imagination than others. And I'm pretty happy with my collection. I don't plan on selling any of my watches. They're all close to that unicorn level. They're all close to my expectations, I guess I should say, including this one. But it's weird. This somehow seems diluted. It seems like Superman took kryptonite when it's not on this this waffle. I've tried it. Man, I've had this on 20 straps. I've had it on the stock bracelet, and somehow it doesn't feel complete unless it's on this. So anyways, and then I pretty much the same way with my other two SLAs, the MM300 blue dial and the SLA055. I have them on the same strap, but those have the plastic keepers. And they, they're not unicorns. They're not directly from my imagination, but they're close enough that I'm not disappointed in them and I keep them. And then I have some 62 Moss watches, a couple models on Tropics, and then I have my Tuna on the OEM Darth Vader black strap, and then I have my Whale Shark, which I don't really wear it. I mean, I will wear it when I go to the beach, when that's safe. Is it safe to go to the beach? No, it's not. The water, sanitation. So, where am I pessimistic about watch collecting as it pertains to unicorns? Here's the thing, man. You could have the perfect life. You could have the perfect watch collection. I think we're just naturally, as human beings, I think we're restless. I've known guys who have, what appears to be the perfect life. You can check all the boxes. They love their wife, their beautiful kids, beautiful house, beautiful cars. They have lots of cars. A Jay Leno volume of cars. And I think they just screw up their lives because they get bored, or they're trying to search for something new. They kind of get restless. In a microcosm, in a little micro world, we do that with our watches. I swear to God, I have no reason to get a watch right now. I'm very happy with where I went with my collection. But here's the thing, man. I think for me, I can't talk about you. I can talk about me. I think I want to always be enthralled by a unicorn. And so, that makes it dangerous as a watch addict, because I'm looking for the next unicorn. Do I have one now? I don't know, man. Maybe. I'd have to think about it. But nothing that's hit me over the head. I don't like buying watches that compete with watches that I already have, and because I have a really beautiful collection of vintage divers, I can't think of any vintage divers that set themselves apart enough from what I have right now, including this one. So, you know what, man? I'm not going to be complacent on you guys and brag and pat myself on the back. It's all over. I think there's always going to be a unicorn that's going to ensnare us. It's going to ensnare us, and sometimes it costs money, man. It cost me money when my daughter got it in her head that she's going to be a guitar player. I worry about the Liver King, man. I mean, he's a human being. I'm not going to sit here with Schadenfreude and gloat as he self-destructs online. Nah, not interested in that. He's got a family, man. I hope I don't know. He seems unhinged. Sometimes unicorns can leave us unhinged. That's why it's good to know about the anatomy of a unicorn, its causes, its effects. How can you protect yourselves? Here, call Mutual of Omaha Life Insurance. No, I don't know. But just had a flashback to Marlon Perkins. Probably time to end this video. You start having flashbacks to Marlon Perkins wrestling an anaconda in the Amazon jungle. It's time to shut off the video, McMahon. You got too many unicorns in your head. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think of the unicorn, not uniform, the unicorn effect in your watch collecting. And until next time, I'm out.